and see what countries are represented tonight. Where are you tuning in from? Put it down on the chat. And we're going to give it another 1 or 2 minutes for everybody to join, and then we can rock and roll. Welcome UK in the house, UK, Cyprus in the house, Sweden, Lesotho, Zambia, Zimbabwe, UK, Zimbabwe, Sweden in the house. Where else? Let's see what other countries are represented. Lincoln, UK. All right, another 1 or 2 minutes. Iceland, very nice. UK in the house, South Africa. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And thank you, Helen, for turning on your video. Helen, loving the new look, my dear. You look amazing.
I got the memo that it's ready today.
By the way, yeah, I saw that as well. It's like we're in sync, right? Nothing is by accident. Aaron, where's your uniform? You didn't get the memo that you have to wear it today? Hang on. Sorry, you can
I said I'm just coming from church, but Madame Helen didn't tell me about the memo. You know, I don't know why she does that.
Sorry, great minds think alike.
I can see you and Efrosine, you are matching.
We're ready to have some fun. Hey, look, you know, when I put red on, just so you know, it's about to get serious. All right, cool. So we're going to rock and roll, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Sunday. We're 1 week into June. Firstly, I can't believe that we're almost halfway through the year. Like, it's just crazy. I feel like we're just getting 2025 started. And now it's June. Before you know it, it's going to be the end of summer. Next thing you know, it'll be 2026. So tonight we're going to talk about a couple of things. One of the things that I want to focus on a lot tonight is how to get someone started right, how to launch someone. Now, I know some of you guys, maybe you've been around the block a little bit and you're like, yeah, I know how to do a fast start. Come on, you can open the door, Sparky. You can do it. You can do it. Try it. And maybe you've heard something in the past, but one thing that my mentor always encouraged me is that you can hear something for the 10th time, but if you keep listening with fresh ears, you'll pick up something else that maybe you haven't picked up before. So there's a difference between doing a fast start and actually launching someone. There's a lot of similarities, but the key in terms of launching someone is essentially starting with the end in mind. See, some people, when they do a fast start, what they're doing is that they're going through the motions. Yes, write down your goals, create a list, teach them how to invite. Now you've done the fast start, off you go. Launching someone means you're literally taking them by the hand and working through them in order to help them to create their first win fast. When you help someone create a win, you've locked them in a little bit longer. Okay? So I'm going to go through some of the steps with you guys. If you don't have a piece of paper and a pen, get a piece of paper and a pen. Now, who can tell me whether you were listening to some of the lyrics of the song that I was playing right before the webinar started? See, you think the training started after the webinar started, but it didn't. The training started before the webinar. Let's see who was paying attention. I'm looking for a couple of verses of the song that was playing before the webinar started. Let's see who was paying attention. Didn't expect to get tested, did you? Nobody was paying attention to the song. My goodness. I bet you next time I do a training, you're going to be paying attention to the music. By the way, the music that I play before each webinar is not accidental. It's by design. So the song that I was playing right before the webinar started was Dreams. That's what it was called. And some of the lyrics in the song says, I want to see my name in neon lights. If your dreams don't scare you, they're just not big enough. This is some of the lyrics of the song. I'm going to post the song because I'll post it here on the chat. And when we finish this webinar, I recommend that you guys actually go and listen to the song. See, we get messages into our minds from all directions, from the music we listen to, from the conversations we're having with people around us. We're getting messages all the time from the conversations we're having with ourselves. And those messages that we're getting, they're either building our mindset or weakening our mindset. See, before every single webinar, every single time I'm about to do a webinar presentation or anything like that, I put music on deliberately that gets me in a really good mood, right? Because my psychology is very, very important, because whatever I feel, I'm also going to transmit. Okay? And this is also relevant in terms of launching people. The psychology that you're creating with the person that you're starting determines whether you're building their mindset for success or not. During the launch, I'm focusing on two key things. Number one, building their mindset for success. And number two, teaching them the things they need to know in order to help them to get a quick win. Right? So how do I do that? When someone gets started, I literally tell them, there's 3 rules to network marketing, and I'm going to teach you those 3 rules. And if you pay attention to those 3 rules, you're going to win big. If you pay attention to those 3 rules, you're going to win big. I'm going to tell you the 3 rules in network marketing, and I'm going to tell you the first 3 steps to success in network marketing in the next few minutes. So firstly, here's the 3 rules. Number 1, pay attention. You guys been around for a while, you probably heard this. Pay attention to the right people. Now, this part that I'm going to talk to them about, I want to prepare them for dream stealers. But I don't want to sit there and talk so much about dream stealers that I'm creating a negative energy. Okay? But I'm basically telling them, look, in this business, in this industry, you got to be careful who you pay attention to. Because whoever you pay attention to, if you buy their opinion, if you follow in their footsteps, you're also going to get their lifestyle and their results. And one of the things that I always say is that my mentor said, you guys probably keep on hearing me quoting my mentor all the time. The reason I keep quoting my mentor all the time is because I don't want to sound dictatorial when I'm speaking to the new team member. See, if I turn around and say, hey, Aaron, here's what you need to do. You need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do this. Now what I'm doing is like I'm being a boss to Aaron, okay? And we don't want that. A lot of people don't like having a boss. So we don't want to feel like we have a boss at work or we have a boss on our plan B side hustle. You guys with me? Okay. So if I'm going, you need to do this and you need to do that and don't do this and don't do that, it creates a wrong energy. So I take the pressure away and I go, hey, look, here's what my mentor always told me. I edify my mentor, so I'm making my mentor's voice more powerful. So I tell them, like, before I tell you what my mentor told me, here's what you need to know about my mentor. My mentor is a 9 times best-selling author on Amazon. He's built teams of over 2 million people in a previous endeavor. He's made more than $20 million in this industry. And he's been inducted in the Network Marketing Hall of Fame. Now, I don't know about you, but what I learned is if I follow in his footsteps, even if I get 10% of his results, I'm already winning. So when he tells me jump, I say how high. Here's what my mentor taught me. Do you guys see the difference in the energy, by the way? As opposed to, you need to do this and you need to do that, as opposed to my mentor who's done this and this and this and this. Here's what it taught me. Okay? 3 rules in network marketing. Pay attention to the right people. Okay? You're going to get some people that maybe they're going to come and tell you that what you're doing, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to win big. You know, they might try to tell you, sell you their opinion. My mentor always said to me, if you listen to them, you'll have what they have. But if I listen to my mentor, I'm going to get his results. So I chose to pay attention to my mentor and my life started to change. So paying attention to the right person. Number 2, stay excited, okay? People buy enthusiasm, right? They buy energy, right? Enthusiasm has enthu, which is internal, and IASM inside of it, which is I am sold myself. I'm already sold. Okay? I already believe in it. Your prospects buy your belief in Viago before they buy Viago. So if they don't feel that you're excited about these, if they don't feel like you're all in with these, how are they going to be sold that this is a great company? Okay? That's why it's like, you got to stay excited. Now, at the beginning, I know that you might be brand new. Maybe you haven't been on a trip yet. Maybe you haven't made any money yet, right? But I remember when I first got started in network marketing and I was in the same similar situation. Here's what got me excited. Focusing on my vision and the end result. See, before I was about to go into a presentation, I would always put a really cool song in to get myself in a peak state. And then I would sit there, you know, like how the song says, see your name in neon lights. I was literally sitting there visualizing my name up on stage. And someone saying, hey guys, welcome Efrosini to the stage, you know, and visualizing my story. And because I was visualizing that, I was getting myself into that state as if it's already happened. So I was going into the presentation already excited. And when I'm watching the presentation, the enthusiasm shows on my face. Okay, so pay attention, get excited. Now, the 3rd rule, man, they're all important rules, but this is the most important. Never, ever, ever quit. Okay, guys, everybody has their time in this business. Some people are going to get off to a fast start, and maybe you're going to hit a plateau and then you're going to hit another big start. Some people are going to get off to a slow start and then they're going to hit momentum and they're going to create a big story. Winning is inevitable if you stay the course. I remember there was a lady in my business, okay, in our previous company that was part of the team for 5 years, right? 5 years, didn't create a big story. She made a few $100s in 5 years, but she was just literally never missed a training and went on a bunch of the trips. Now, remember what I said, like you listen to every training with fresh eyes. There was one training that she went to 5 years after being in this business, that something shifted for her. It was just the training she needed at that time. And something really shifted for her. And in the next 18 months after that, she made her first $100,000. 5 years, little results. But then she had her moment. What if she stopped going to training after 4 years? What if she quit after 3 years? Do you see what I mean? Like her life completely was impacted because that was the training that she needed. So you never know when your moment's going to happen, but you need to stick around long enough for that moment to happen. It's like if you've ever seen that image on Facebook sometimes where you got the guy that is like literally digging for gold, and he's digging for gold, and he just gives up right before he discovers the gold, right? He's literally right there before he discovers the gold, okay? So I tell these people from the beginning. My mentor told me, he goes, how much do you want to make in network marketing? He said, at the time, I said a number that I thought was a big number. So I want to make $100,000. I thought that was a big number at the time because I was making 100K per year in my job. So I'm like, if I could do the same, this is amazing. I thought, it's going to take me a few years. He goes, great. So here's what I want you to imagine, he said. Imagine it cost you $100,000 to start this business. And imagine that you had a 5-year contract. Right? The problem with network marketing, it's too easy to get in and too easy to get out. That's the advantage of network marketing. That's also the disadvantage. When my mentor told me, imagine that you had a 5-year contract and that you spent $100,000 to get started, how different would your attitude be? Now, this is some of the things, guys, that sometimes I'm telling people when I'm launching them. Okay, yes, I want them to focus on the short-term goals as well, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But the first few minutes, I want to open up their mind. I want to get them to think big. Think big, create a vision. Okay, the bigger the vision, the harder it is to give up on it. So pay attention, get excited, never quit. Those are the 3 rules. Now, let me tell you the 3 key steps for success. Number 1, you got to have a goal, right? If you're coming into this going, hey, let's just see what happens, you're not going to get very far. So here is where I ask a couple of questions, okay? So let's say, for example, that I'm speaking to Imola, and I'm saying to Imola, what is the person that you care about the most in the world? And she goes, my boyfriend, okay? Maybe it's not her boyfriend, by the way. I'm putting her words in her mouth. But, she says, it's my boyfriend. So would you do anything for your boyfriend? She goes, absolutely anything. Great. What if your boyfriend, okay, worked in a job that he absolutely hated? Every single day he was miserable. Every single day he was coming home all upset because he was working in this job that he hated. Would you work hard in order to create an income in order to help him live his job? Right? Maybe she says yes, maybe she says no. I'm going to ask a few questions because I want to find out who's the person that they care about the most, because we do more things for people that we care about rather than for ourselves. Like, it more like, for example, saying to her, how much money do you want to make? Why do you want to make it? Right? May help her to get to a certain level. But if I make it about who do you care about the most, especially guys, if people have kids, right? Think about if you're a parent right now, is there anything in the world that you would not do for your kids? Like literally, you guys have probably heard the stories of like that seem superhuman, where a mother will see her child trapped under a car and she will lift up the car, which doesn't seem physically possible. But they say the love of a mother can almost make her superhuman. Okay, so when you're a parent and you have kids, ask yourself, what are the things that you would be willing to do in order to help your kids have the best life? Would you sacrifice your weekends? Of course. Would you stay up late working hard in order to give them a better quality of life? Most parents would say absolutely yes to that. So here's what I want you to think about. If you build this, and in the next 3 years, you can create anything you want, what is that one thing that you want to be able to have achieved in 3 years from now that will make you feel like this was all worth it? Type it on the chat, actually. What is one thing that you would love to have achieved 3 years from now that would make it all worth it? Invest in property, my farm, want to be a millionaire, build my farmhouse. That's a lot of farms happening. Develop my farm, raise $1 million, getting a residual income of 85K. Okay. So these are great goals, by the way. Helen Mandishana, pay off mortgage for my children. Love it. Having financial freedom where I can buy anything I want, go anywhere I want with whoever I want. Absolutely. Purchase my dream house. Guys, get more properties. Staying at home with my grandchildren. Oh, I love that, Marvelous. See, debt-free and invest. Amazing. Piece of advice, by the way, Alec. Don't wait to be debt-free to invest. Invest and become debt-free in the process. Okay? That's a different conversation. Have time and money freedom. I will actually do a webinar on creating freedom, by the way, guys. And I'm going to talk about investing at some point. I'm not going to give you investment advice, by the way, but I'm going to talk about the mindset of investing and the percentages that you should be doing every single month if you want to create freedom faster. Because most people, they wait to have the money and then invest. You should be investing even a little bit every single month. Work in percentages. That's a different conversation though. Financial freedom. Okay. So ask yourself, some of you said make $1 million. Some of you said financial freedom. What are the things that you would enjoy right now if you had time and money freedom that you're not enjoying today? Like, for example, I know Marvelous said, spend time with my grandkids. Amazing. And when I say spend time, it's not like spend an hour or two. Spend a week with your grandkids. Like, if you're completely time and money free, you can do whatever you want, right? So for you guys that wrote financial freedom, what are some of the things that you would love to do that you're not doing right now? And who would you be doing it with? Now, when I'm asking some of these questions, by the way, here's what I'm looking at doing. I'm looking at getting away from the generic to getting to the emotion. Okay, like for example, Marvelous spending time with her grandkids, because I know Marvelous, that's a heart thing. That's an emotional thing. Traveling around the world with my family. Nice. Being one of the rich people. Spending more time with my children, taking my grandchildren on holidays, change the world. Love it. Nice. Perfect. So we got some good goals. Now, if let's say someone says financial freedom, okay, here's the question. Have you ever thought about what your freedom price is? So freedom price is, what is the amount of money that you need every single month coming in, that if you have that coming in passively, you can choose whether to go to work or not. Most people, by the way, guys, haven't actually taken the time in order to sit there and calculate what their monthly expenses are. It is crazy. They haven't calculated what their monthly expenses are. And the challenge is, if you don't know what your monthly expenses are, how are you going to be able to budget accordingly in order to create the freedom? How are you going to be able to know how much money you need to become financially free if you don't know what your monthly amount outgoings are? So for example, every month, your mortgage or your rent, your electricity, your gas, your what's it called, your car expenses, your insurances, maybe your kids' tuition. Like, if you haven't taken the time to do that in general, now I'm not going to sit there and analyze that with someone brand new, but I just basically ask them, what is that amount of money that you need coming every single month to enable you to choose? For example, it might be, what is the amount of money that would replace your full-time income right now? Is it 2,000 a month? Is it 3,000 a month? Is it 5,000 a month? Okay, Marvelous is 8,000 a month. That's what happens when you live in the UK, Marvelous. 5,000, nice. 5,000, 10K, 7,000. I love it. All the UK people, by the way, I've got like 5, 6. 1,400 that I'm free and they can just dream by having 4,000 would be great. 7K, nice. 20,000. So for those of you guys that are saying 20,000, by the way, is 20,000 a month your monthly income? Or are you saying a number that you wish for right now? Because that's a different price. First is your freedom price, which essentially replaces your full-time income and enables you to pay your bills. Even though you're working full-time, your part-time replaces your full-time income. Then we go to aspirational income, which is now we increase the quality of our life. We do that at a later stage. I don't want to sit there and give too much information to a brand new person. But the brand new person, essentially, here's what I need to identify. How much, how fast? How much, how fast? If they say to me, my freedom price is $5,000 a month, I go, great. How quickly do you want to get to 5,000 a month? Let's say they tell me, I want to get to 5,000 a month in 12 months. Great. If I could help you get to 5,000 a month in the next 12 months, how much time can you invest on a weekly basis consistently? How much time would you invest on a weekly basis consistently to help you to get to 5,000 a month? Now, if they say to me 2 hours a week, I must say, hey, look, one or two things need to happen. Either you need to adjust your goal or you need to adjust your time. 2 hours a week is not going to get you to 5,000 a month over the next 12 months. So I'm trying to help them to manage expectations, by the way, because sometimes people throw big numbers out there, but they're not willing to back them up with the effort. 3 hours a day is an amazing time to invest in this business, by the way, guys. Literally 3 hours a day. If you do 3 hours a day consistently in the next 12 months, and those 3 hours a day, you're showing 2 to 3 people a day, minimum 3 actually, because if you're doing 3 hours a day, you should be showing minimum 3. Man, I'm telling you, in 12 months, you're going to be looking at a completely different lifestyle. But the magic is consistency. So how much, how fast? That's the goal. Once I got their goal, then the second thing is we're going to put together a list. Now, because I want to go fast, right? What I want them to do is I want them to basically put together a list of their closest 5 to 8 people fast. I'm going to get them to put a list of 30, 40 later when they go home, but I want them to put a list of 5 to 8 fast. And the first question I'm going to tell them, hey, Aaron, who trusts you the most? Who's the kind of person that if you broke down tomorrow, driving home from work, and you were stuck on the M25, there's someone that you would call and they would come to your rescue, no questions asked. Who would be that person? And Aaron says, my brother. Oh, great. That's the first one you're going to put on the list. Let's say your brother is not picking up his phone. Who's the second person you're going to call? This is what we call the hot two. Guys, we want to get to their hot two as fast as possible. Literally, if they've signed up now and we can go show their closest 2 people now, that's what we want them to do. Okay? Because the hot 2 are the people that if you don't help them to show them as fast as possible, they're the ones that are going to call and verbally puke all over them. Okay? They're going to call them anyway. You might as well show them how to call them the right way. Okay? So I got their hot 2. Now here's what I'm going to tell them. Let's say I'm there with them physically, which I prefer. I love physical. I know we love to do Zooms, but if you're working with people belly to belly, I'm telling you, you're going to get even better duplication. That's a whole different conversation. But even if, let's say, you're not there with them physically, I might tell them, here's what I want you to do. I literally want you to pick up the phone and I want you to call your brother right now and tell him, hey, listen, I'm working on something big. I'm sitting here with my mentor. This person has had amazing success, and I'd love for you to speak to him. Literally, if I've got them started and I'm there with them, that's what I'm going to get them to do. I want them to call them and put me on the phone. And all I'm going to do is basically I'm going to ask them a couple of questions to open up their mind. And then I'm going to book a time for us to go there and show them with the brother or the sister, whoever called them, their best friend. Or I'm going to book a time to say, hey, can you jump on a Zoom right now? Hey, can you jump on a video call right now? Can you give me half an hour right now? No interruptions. Okay. I want to help them to show their closest 2 people as fast as possible because, guys, the magic is scoring 24. Okay, if you can help them to make a sale in the first few hours, boom, now you're locking them in. Okay, so if he calls his brother, mother, whatever, and passes me the phone, here's what I'm going to tell them. Hey, look, I just sat down here with your brother Aaron, and I just shared with him a company that we've literally launched right now that is becoming very big very quickly. And I said to him, who's the people that you love the most that you would love to share this gift with? And you're the first person that he said. Can you jump on a quick video? Is this a good time to talk? We need about 30 minutes of your time because it's very important and you'll understand why that you see this first. It's very important and you'll understand why that you see this first. So essentially what am I doing? I'm highlighting the timing and placement right now before I even show them. Now, if they can't do right then and there, I'll go, great, what time can you do? And I'll book a time with them. Now I'm gonna go back to my new team member, Aaron, and I'm gonna go, Aaron, great. Your brother we're gonna see in 2 hours. Who else can we talk to right now? Okay, so 3 rules, 3 steps, okay? The 3 steps, your goals, your list, and we get into action, which is the inviting. Now, here's what I want to finish off with. As great as all of this is, I'm going to tell you the secret sauce right now. Because what I'm going to share with you right now, this is the X factor. This is the multiplier effect, okay? The first 3 steps are going to help you to get your first 2, your first 6. But let me ask you something. Did you sign up to Viago in order to make a few $100s, or did you sign up to Viago to change your life? What do you think they're going to say? Change my life, of course. Yeah, like you told me, you want to create financial freedom. You want to be a full-time grandparent. You want to be able to travel the world with your kids and not have to see whether you need to take the time off or you can't take the time off, or whether you can afford the holiday. So I'm going to help you do exactly that. And this is what I'm going to share with you right now. What I'm going to share with you right now. Now, do you see what I'm doing? I'm edifying what I'm saying next. I'm edifying it because I need them to understand how important it is. This one thing that I want to tell you, the secret sauce, this thing, when you apply it, no matter how many people you have in your team, now you're going to start seeing the multiplication of your team. And one thing that my mentor said to me, multiplication is better than addition. You multiply your team, you know what else multiplies? Your income. Tell me any other business, by the way, because normally people work as an employee. Now, when you get a pay rise as an employee, you might get what, a 10% pay rise? Maybe if you get lucky, 20% pay rise? I was like, nope, not in the UK. No pay rises for the people in the UK, right? Okay. But in our business, when you get a pay rise, you can go literally get 200% pay rise. Guys, you help somebody go bronze, they're making $50 a month. And they go from bronze to silver. They just quadrupled the residual income. They go from silver to gold. It's like 150% increase again. Do you see what I mean? Like, just understand those numbers, because sometimes people go, oh, I'm making a couple of $100s a month. Yeah, but from $50 to $200 a month, you quadrupled your income, which of course can help you to create a compelling story. So for example, let's say Helen, she's a great example. Helen, from the moment that she came to Viago in October, she went bronze, silver, gold, sapphire, emerald. 6 new ranks in 6 months. Okay, 6 ranks in 6 months. Tell me any other business that you can achieve 6 new ranks in 6 months. Okay, so you want to leverage that story. Until you have your story, you share your mentor story. You share another leader story. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to be in Helen's team to share her story, by the way. Like if Helen wasn't in my team, I'd be saying, hey, look, one of our business partners literally got 6 new ranks in 6 months. Okay, leverage those stories. So here's what I tell them. So the multiplier effect is in the events, it's in the trainings. Now, never miss an event. This is what my mentor said to me. Never miss an event, no matter what, because the events are non-negotiable. Now, over the years, like that I've been in this industry, 16 years, man, like I'll tell you all, we've had some ups, we had some downs. I'll never forget, actually, there was a training in 2012. In 2012, August 2012, that training was an advanced leadership training, and I didn't have the money to go to that training. It cost about $1,000 to go to that training. Now, 2012, I had a real estate business that ended up collapsing and cost me £500,000. It's a very expensive mistake. My business partner stole £500,000 from me, essentially, okay, in 2012, someone that I trusted a lot. So even though I was making money in network marketing, if I wasn't in network marketing, by the way, I would have gone bankrupt. It was my network marketing business that kept me afloat during that year. It was very, very tough year for me. I almost lost my house. I was literally a few weeks away from becoming homeless. And I'll never forget that my mentor always said, never miss a training. And there was this training, and it was $1,000. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I don't have $1,000, right? I didn't have $1,000 to book that train. Now, I had a gold necklace that one of my partners, one of my exes, spent 10 months saving money to buy me that gold necklace. So even though I wasn't wearing that gold necklace, it was very sentimental to me. And I never forget, I remember just sitting there going, you know what? You can always get another necklace. But my thinking, my mindset was so broken in that year. I lost belief in myself. I didn't like, because, you know, I took such a personal hit from what happened with my business partner that I stopped trusting myself. And I went through some depression at the time. You know, like I those times I struggled to get out of bed. So here's the one thing that I said to myself is like, the thinking, because my mentor also said this to me, he goes, the thinking that gets you into a problem, it's not the same thinking that's going to get you out of a problem. And I knew that my thinking was messed up at the time. So I remember walking through the streets of London and going from pawnbroker to pawnbroker, trying to negotiate with them to get the best possible price for that gold necklace. And I sold that gold necklace, and I went to that training, and I booked a one-way flight because I couldn't afford to book a return flight. And I remember that I also delayed paying my mortgage that month, so I can basically cover my accommodation. I'm not telling you to do this, by the way, guys. I'm just telling you that for me, I needed to change my life. I wasn't happy with what was happening at the time. And literally that training in 2012 unlocked something for me, and my income tripled within 6 months after that training. Tripled. I was already making good income in the previous company, but when you're making 5,000-6,000 a month at the time, 8,000 a month, but all of a sudden you owe £500,000, It's like you have a debt the size of Grand Canyon and you're grabbing a glass of water and you're trying to fill up the Grand Canyon. That's what it felt like. Because whatever money was coming in, I was sending it to debt collectors. Because it wasn't just my money, it was investors' money that I lost. And I went back to all my investors and I said to them, I'm sorry I let you guys down, but I thought I could trust my business partner. And clearly I couldn't. I said, I don't care how long it's going to take me, whatever money you invested with me, I'm going to pay you back every single dime, but I just need you to be patient. And I paid all my investors back, all of them, the £500,000. Okay. So I'm saying this story to you because the thing is that sometimes when I push people to go to training and they tell me, I don't have the money to go to training, I'm not telling people to get out of their comfort zone and get creative without knowing that I have walked the same path and I know what it feels to not have the money to go to training. I know what it feels in order to get disappointed, to experience that. Like everything that I'm teaching you guys is because I've gone through it myself. It's part of the journey. There's no way to get to the top without facing your own challenges along the way. So that's why I told people, events are non-negotiable. Your paycheck is a reflection of your mindset. If your mindset is low, then your paycheck is going to be low. That's why we need to basically strengthen the mindset. Bomba? Now, obviously, by the way, when I'm launching someone, I told you guys some of the stories, but I'm not going to sit there and spend 45 minutes launching someone. When I'm launching someone, my fast start with them is between 15 to 20 minutes. Okay? So it's literally, I tell them the 3 rules: pay attention, get excited, never quit. I tell them the 3 steps: goals, list, and I get them to invite. And then I finish off with the multiplier effect. Talk to them about the trainings. My goal is what? By the end of the fast that I've done 1 or 2 things, or ideally both. I've either booked them for the next event, or I've helped them to make their first sale, or both. That's what I focus on. Bomba? Awesome stuff, guys. So the presentation is going to start in 6 minutes. I am literally going to end this right now. Actually, I'm going to keep it live. I'm going to put some music on, and then we'll rock and roll with the presentation in 6 minutes. Let's rock and roll.